Hello, and welcome back to the channel, everybody. My name is Dark Sage Walker, and let's get back to some bald. Holy shit. Damn. So that's what 24 hours worth of resources gathered looks like, huh? Yeah, that was due to this building here, the Workers Guild. Lets workers gather up to 24 hours worth of resources while the game is closed. Resources are gathered 30% slower this way. Doesn't seem like it matters too much, as we got right around a fuckload. And that's interesting, because I don't goddamn need them. I've built literally everything that I can right now, well, everything that's important. But as you can see, there are still seven things to build in the warfare department. No more things in the housing department, so at least until the game gets updated or gets some potential DLC, I've got all the characters. And I can go ahead and show you the worst character in the game right here. This guy. This guy sucks. And it's not because he's got bad stats or because he starts with a really shitty ball, although Wind is an iffy starter. Make no mistake. No, this character is shitty because he plays the game for you. Plays the game for you, he chooses upgrades automatically. Like, this is not a character that I willingly use. This is a character that I use because, man, you gotta clear the stages to get the better upgrades for the trophies anyway. So this is less of a I like it character and more of a begrudging, okay, do your thing game. It's almost like the game took the controller from you and said, yeah, let me show you how this is done, bitch. But there is no reason we can't make fun of this character, and this is going to be a good way to show you one of the 3 stages I haven't shown you yet. I haven't shown you the Gory Grasslands, the Smoldering Depths, or the Heavenly Gates. So, we might as well just get in here and let the Radical do one stage for me. Alright, so it looks like he wants to do Storm, and then that stupid wind upgrade, that stupid fan upgrade that I wouldn't have taken. Pardon me. So, yes, let's go ahead and talk about that. Yes, I'm still a little sick. I mean, I'm not doing awful by any stretch of the imagination, but yeah, it's still just not cool. I'm not doing great. But I'm not in such a bad spot that I can't sit and yap about stuff. Okay, he's gonna grab Ice, which, you know, seems to me like he might be trying to make Blizzard, but I also know that that's not really an active plan, because if it were me, I was, you know, and I chose Electricity. It's like, okay, I already have the Thunderstorm coming up, so why would I choose that? Well, if I were going to go for an ice-based build, yes, the Icicle is definitely worth it. It just makes it so that every time the freeze status procs, it just does an AoE Ice Burst. Which means that, yeah, you would want something that procs Ice more reliably, like the Blizzard Ball or the Spectre Ball. I think it's Spectre, anyway. Looks like that might be what he's going for. Alright. Also, at this point, you can see that I can now have 5 balls and 5 passives. That was another upgrade that I got from the Heavenly Gate stage. Both of them were. I also now have upgrades that let my stuff start at higher levels, so that's nice. Though you will see that all evolutions start at level 1 still, so I get the feeling there's going to be something in the final stage that changes that. Alright, so what we're seeing so far is pretty standard. The game has just decided it wants to go for multiple of those ethereal balls. Which, yeah, Ghost and Wind kind of fall, they both fall into that ethereal category. I don't know if they, and obviously they're not actually ethereal, but I mean, I work with the term because the item in the game, the ethereal cloak, makes your shots pass through all the enemies, at least until they reach the back of the field. So fuck it, I'm just gonna call them ethereal. No, in their case, they're more properly ethereal. Oh, it's not Spectre, it's Wraith, my bad. But yes, with the Wraith shot, the freeze is now 100% guaranteed. And yes, I do think that works very well with the Icicle. So, you know, it's one thing that the game has gotten right. But it also makes me think, like, okay, so what is the criteria for the items the game picks? Like, does it know what's coming up for this particular seed? Like, did it know that the Icicle was coming up? So it's like, yeah, the algorithm is going to weigh the Ice Ball a little bit more heavily because we know that with it, that Icicle's coming up pretty quick. Like, did the game know that ahead of time, or did it just go, oh, hello, Ice! So, I don't know. I don't know what the game's criteria is, but yes, even the Cogitator, who was previously the game's auto character until the actual auto character showed up. Like, even the Cogitator is more fun to play because at least I get to perform my own skill expression. This character literally just plays the game for you, and it's no fun. And there's that ethereal cloak I was talking about. So then, if the ethereal corset shows up, there's actually a fusion item for that. Because yes, even some of the passives have evolutions. But if the ethereal corset shows up, will the game pick that in order to make that passive? I couldn't 100% tell you, because I don't know how the game weighs which items to pick and which ones to kick to the curb. Fire! I mean, whatever. He needed a third special ball anyway, so it's not like there was necessarily a right or a wrong choice. So I'm hoping that... Hold on. Pardon me. I'm hoping that with the fire shots, the game decides that it wants to get the bomb. Nope, it wants to make Inferno. Okay. That might have just been the only option available with all that, but... I don't know, Inferno is not ethereal even though it uses the wind shot. So, I don't know, I'm hesitant on Inferno. I mean, don't get me wrong, it's not horrible or anything. It's basically just the fire shot with an AoE. Yay. But if you're asking me to use wind to make it, I would be hoping for an ethereal shot. Same thing with the Blizzard Ball. Blizzard is wind plus ice, but again, it's not ethereal, so it just... Like, I'm assuming the reasoning for that is they felt that having that particular shot with the AoE and piercing would have been too much. That's the only reason I can see why they decided to go with that course of action there, that reasoning. Okay, so are you gonna make Sun, or are you going to make Inferno? Looks like you're making Inferno, but I mean, I'm pretty sure the game just auto-defaults to whatever comes up. Okay, well, you're gonna make laser beam, I'm guessing. So you guys are going to have to let me know after I show you a run in the Smoldering Depths and a run in the Heavenly Gates. My personal opinion on the levels is that I think this is, of the levels I've unlocked so far, the second hardest level. That's because there are more base enemies that are 2 tiles wide, or in this case long, and therefore more enemies that have extra base health. So yes, I actually think this stage is harder than the one that comes after it. And at least insofar as I've played, Heavenly Gates is what I feel is the hardest stage, and I will explain why when I get there. It's all going to be a part of this video, don't worry. I've been at work all day, and now I just want to come home, relax, play some Ball Pit, and just yap about it. Now, that having been said, the game is making this stage look really easy. I have nothing to say about that aside from the game is making this stage look really easy. Yeah, but you said you had a difficult time with it. No, I just said it was the second hardest stage in the game, but at this point, I don't have many problems with it either. But trust me, when you first unlock it, this stage will probably kick your ass a little bit. It's because so many of the base enemies have doubled health because they take up 2 tiles, like, it's conceivable that you will try to get through this stage, and if you don't know much about the ball evolutions or the best placement and trajectory for your shots, yeah, it's conceivable that you will just get pounded. And believe me when I say that the game does not really consider using lube for it either. Like, if the game is gonna pound you, it's gonna pound you. But I've also found a lot of power-ups that make things a little bit easier. Like, having 5 ball and passive slots helps. Having it so that your starting ball starts at level 3 is a big help. Having it so that you get a free ball and a free passive when you start a level, that's a huge help. Like, there's a lot of things that make you very powerful in this game. All of that, and I still say that Heavenly Gates is a hard stage. Now, admittedly, the last time I played that stage, it was with the Shield Bearer, and then the time I played Heavenly Gates before that was with the Cohabitants. So, one character that has awkward aiming methods, and one character that, even though it's essentially a 2-character in 1 sort of deal, they do half damage, so you have to determine for yourself, am I focusing all of my fire on one enemy? Or am I splitting this up and hitting multiple enemies? Because of how they aim, that's a trick fucking question, because you're going to be splitting up your shots. Because otherwise, all you can do is aim straight ahead, and yeah, spoiler alert, the enemies are more than just straight ahead of you. So, for that reason, I would say the Cohabitants, even though they have some potential for things like laying status effects and whatnot, definitely one of my least favorite characters. Now, the question that would probably come up is, so what are the cohabitants like when you use them with another character? I'm not gonna lie, I haven't done that. Laser plus Broodmother. That's actually not bad. Now, if I had my druthers, I would rather combine Laser and Cell or Laser with Maggot, but... Dark Sage, that sounds disgusting. Sure does, doesn't it? But trust me, any chance to get a laser power-up alongside something that splits into multiple other walls, pretty damn good. Putting Wraith and Inferno together is actually not a bad idea. So then with the way that shot works, now you've got a shot that's going to be both freezing and burning, and they'll be buried alive. And even though, yes, that is a good move, but again, did the game know it was coming, or was it just like, yeah, we'll do this? Because I'm pretty sure it's just an algorithmic response. It was just building based on what it found. Like, I have a hard time thinking that it knew ahead of time what was going to happen. Now, this might just be me, but because this run is kind of heavily balanced around the Icicle, I would probably be picking more Ice Fusions. That's just me, because I'm not running on a damn algorithm. Pardon me. I love it when a laser just gets stuck in between a few enemies, so it just goes off rapidly like that. Obviously, that's what you want when you're using a laser, but you know, sometimes you can't get that to happen. Now, were it me, and I just picked up Poison, I would be wanting to fuse that with Storm, so that I have an ethereal shot that both does AoE shock and then adds poison to that. Of course, I might also choose to hold on to poison to add onto a bomb. There. And yes, I have found most of the game's very rare evolutions and fusions at this point, and found some very interesting ways to combine them. Like, I'm hoping that I get lucky enough to show off some of the, like, really rare ones to you guys today, but not going to 100% aim for it, especially since with Heavenly Gates, you kind of just have to do your best with area of effects, but it's also a stage where it's not advised to go in with a lot of ethereal shots, and I will explain why later. Like, obviously ethereal shots are good, I'm not knocking that. No, the problem is some of the enemies you fight there. But don't worry, we will cross that bridge when we come to it. So as you can see, this boss has a very set and predetermined pattern, but because of what the boss is, you can still pretty easily level up while fighting it. So, you know, if you just want to get a couple, if you're hoping to get a level or two on something, you know, before the stage is over, you can definitely do that in this stage. This is also one of those times where I would say the level is probably harder than the boss. Just pay attention to where the flaming arrows are going and you should be okay. Something that's obviously asking a little bit too much of the AI here. Mathematics on my side that show why just grabbing more gold is a bad idea. Like maybe early in the game, if you get fully leveled up like this and you just need more gold quickly, sure, but as soon as you unlock the market, you should be picking anything other than just piles of gold. Because you can sell those extra materials for way more than you can... way more than those gold piles are worth, so... Yeah, if it's a choice between 80 gold or 4 stone, I'm taking the 4 stone, because that's worth 5 times as much as the 80 gold. There you go, a little bit of an increase to ball speed. I can work with that. Alright, as you can see, the only things I have left to upgrade are these stones here, and it's really not that important. So we're just going to go right into another level. I want to see who has and who hasn't done the Smoldering Depths yet. Like, all the highlighted characters have, except for the Tactician, and I kinda don't want to do the Tactician right now, just because I'm looking for something a little bit faster paced. Tell you what, we will do the Embedded, why not? Alright, Smoldering Depths, let's do it. Alright, so we're starting with poison, so we want something that's going to... Okay, that creates virus, which is nice, but radiation beam is also amazing. And we'll definitely take that. Alright, so because this character has the effect where their shots pierce until they hit a wall, that actually makes it so that you're incentivized to take things that aren't necessarily ethereal, because they'll pierce at certain angles anyway. You can also do fun things like that, like it's just interesting. As far as why I'm taking Earthquake, a lot of my favorite synergies or a lot of my favorite evolutions are based around Earthquake. Like, I like just about all of them for various reasons. But let's keep it simple. They're all area of effect. They all lay a status effect. Like, they're seriously just good. Also, yes, it's a bad idea to park your ass on a volcano. Or on lava, I should say. If the original Final Fantasy has taught me anything, it's that hanging out on the lava in the Gerugu volcano, not a good idea. So, because this character already... Actually, what I want to do is I'll grab this, and that gives us a critical hit modifier when they hit the right side. But if we just so happen to find some of the other critical hit knives, that would be really nice. Alright, I stand by what I said earlier. I'm sticking with the radiation beam. Alright, and now for the Earthquake, I can make a swamp, or I can make the glacier. Like, honestly, neither one is a bad pick. I'm gonna go with glacier just for variety's sake. Also, if you guys either don't know or don't remember, I've spoken at length in previous videos about how much I like the idea of ice magic and cryomancy. Like, there's a reason why, even though he's probably never been top tier, why I like Sub-Zero in Mortal Kombat so much. Now, I guarantee someone's gonna come in and hit me with a fact check, like, Sub-Zero was actually top tier in this specific game, and here's why. It's like, you know, I appreciate that, but, you know, it's not necessary, is all I'm gonna say. It's not necessary. You don't gotta hit me with that. Ooh, Cell. We're gonna grab that, because Cell makes for some pretty great fusions. Like, its evolutions, not so much, but its fusions, top tier. Chef's kiss. There we go. Area of effect freeze now. Alright, so I'm gonna finish this off. And now the idea is that I would like to combine Cell with Radiation Beam. I got landed on. So as you can see, this stage is all about two things. It's about enemies that create these like smaller, less threatening enemies, but nonetheless are a thing just because they're okay. They have big vision. But also, it's about fire. Big fucking surprise, right? It's a volcano. It should be about fire. We're not going into this stage and expecting to run through a mall. our first boss, as you can see, is a big, gigantic version of those enemies that split into smaller lizards. So can you guess what's going to happen when we defeat this one? And if you said it's going to evolve into a refrigerator with a Gatling gun on it, you're correct. Give yourself a gold star. Okay. I think we just keep doing lasers. Oh my goodness, it split into other enemies that split into even more enemies. Who could have seen this coming? And then I walked right into a fireball because the best defense against moving balls of ethereal flame is to headbutt them. Okay, don't at me, that just is the best solution. There. See, now what happens is when radiation beam hits an enemy, it's going to split into more radiation beams. Alright, well, unfortunately, there's no such thing as a fire beam, so that's not fun. Alright, we're gonna banish this. Reroll. Ice beam! Alright, you know what? I'm okay with that. If we can get that icicle on this run, I'd be a happy boy. Oh, Dark Sage, if you don't mind my asking, what would make you a happy girl? Delusion or sex change treatments? Do I care about Dark? Hey, one thing So, actually, this character is one of the characters that could actually work with the upturned axe pretty well, the other two being the Shade and the Juggler. But I kinda don't... I'm looking for more specific things. Grab that because Bleed actually makes enemies take more damage. So does Radiation. So Radiation makes enemies take more damage. And Bleed makes enemies take more damage, so... The whole idea is just to make enemies super weak. And then when they're laying on the ground crying for mercy, that's when I come up with my spiked golf cleats and say, mercy is for the weak. Or some other one-liner like, it's just been revoked. Oh, there we go. Diamond Hilted Dagger. Perfect. We've got shockwaves and AoEs and glaciers and lasers. It really is just a thing of beauty right now. Not for my enemies necessarily, but me, I am just having a grand old time. And we are waiting to pick up the fusion reactor, because... There we go. That's fine. Oh, hello, radiation beam craziness. Like, I'm tempted just to put an epilepsy warning there. Oh, hello. And like with any game that has, you know, a damage system, critical hits are generally always well sought after because they're a damage multiplier. And this game is no exception. Alright, what do we got here? Yeah, virus. Actually, making virus and then putting that on the ice beam is probably a really good idea. Okay, cool. So we can go ahead and make the virus now. Now we just need... pardon me. Now we just need to get the ice beam up to level 3 so we can actually do the freezing. Ugh. Yo, Dark Sage, if you're having that many troubles, you just shouldn't be recording a video right now. But no, you see, I've been living by the philosophy of the show must go on. Also, this isn't really that bad. There we go. Next fusion reactor, I can fuse virus with ice beam. I know it's called freeze ray, but I like to call it the ice beam. I'm a big old Metroid fan, and in my heart of hearts, I know it's just the ice beam. Grabbing one of those. There we go. We can fuse freeze ray with virus. Which is probably how I caught this cold, by the way. it. Oh, sweet, I stepped in more lava because I haven't learned my lesson. Dark Sage, human beings aren't meant to walk in lava. If human beings weren't meant to walk in lava, then why did they give us feet? To walk on other things. Oh. I should probably not walk in lava then. Good idea. Okay, so I could, yeah, Berserk might be a good idea, but I don't think I have another fusion reactor coming, so more wishful thinking than anything else. Also, I do maintain that just because of how infrequently it comes up... Oh, I guess I did have another fusion reactor coming. Well, color me stupid. But I do maintain that Charm is probably one of the weaker status effects, not because it's not good when it pops up, just because it doesn't crop up often. Like, there's only like an... what is it? Like, I check my Charm Ball. It's a 5% chance of charming the enemy. Now, what happens when the enemy gets charmed is great, but it just doesn't happen often enough. So, I maintain that I feel as though Charm is perhaps one of the worst status effects in the game, but it is absolutely elemental to getting one of the strongest balls in the entire game. Screw it, just give me this little. Alright, come here, you. Come here. There was a special passive I was going for, but just like I was saying earlier, except for now I know it's true, I'm not going to get another fusion reactor, so it doesn't make much of a difference. The Dragon Prince. Oh, and by the way, speaking of royal honorifics, there's another Katamari game that's out on Steam right now that I was thinking about buying. Would you recommend I buy it? Like, I didn't really get a chance to get into it because it's not really a game that my channel is known for, but god damn do I love the Katamari series. Because it combines two things that I really, really love when put together. Strong gameplay elements with fucking batshit oddity. Like, I love those things. Alright, so now let's see what characters get the cash bonus. Because it is time to show you Heavenly Gates. So I suppose I could just quick do some gold mining. Not that I need it. Here, you stay here for a minute. And we'll speed up the process. Yay! Alright. Now, let's see who our options are. I have yet to beat the Heavenly Gates as the warrior, and I know exactly why, but let's take our buddy in there. And yes, I do mostly solo runs, because it almost feels like cheating. Like if I go in there with a second character, I can just be like, well, I have automatic access to here we go. I have automatic access to Virus, or I have automatic access to Hemorrhage, or Vampire Lord. Like, it just seems like it's a little too easy. Though maybe that's just because I'm a silly little boy with silly little boy dreams. So I'm just gonna go solo. Ugh. I kinda wish I hadn't put my cough drops in a stupid location. Alright, yeah, we'll start with Hemorrhage. Alright, so, Heavenly Gates. At the moment, it's going to look like just any other stage. So why do I call it the hardest stage I have unlocked so far? I will show you when some of the more specialized tiles show up. Right now, it's just a whole bunch of them. And don't get me wrong, there's nothing wrong with there being a whole bunch of them, but that's not what makes this stage difficult, if you ask me. There's one that's going to take forever to kill just because it's 4 tiles wide. Or 4. It takes up 4 tiles. You know what I'm trying to say, don't at me. There we go. I haven't seen the tiles that make this stage a pain yet, but they're coming. Oh, perfect. Alright, there's one of them right there. Actually, there's 2 of them. So, this piece right here, they have healing magic. That should already explain to you why I have issues with them. Then these guys oh, all the pieces that I dislike came out all at once. Okay, the angels here that have the really wide eyes, they have this special ability where they catch the first ball that hits them. In other words, if you're relying on ethereal shots, they shut that shit right down. And that's what happened the last time I was here with the warrior, is I was, you know, coming in here to... Let's see, which one do I actually... I started thinking I wanted Hemorrhage, but Maggot is so good. At least it can be with the right bonuses. I'm gonna do Leech, and then I'm gonna want to fuse Cell onto that. But yeah, I came in focusing on ethereal shots, because like, okay, there's probably gonna be a whole bunch of enemies. Why don't we come in here with the intention of just trampling over them? And then those enemies showed up and said, we see you there trying to actually form strategy, and we would rather you didn't form strategy. Then I also mentioned those kind of like those little like sky blue pieces with the purple wings. They will every now and again just hover in place, which means all of your shots go underneath them. So if you want to know what makes this stage so difficult in my opinion, it's that the enemy tiles suddenly gain a modicum of self-preservation instinct. Alright. So I have my next fusion ready, but now what I would really like is to make bomb. There we go. Oh, there's crazy ball catcher lady. Fortunately, she just got a baby ball. Alright, so what I would really like to see is fire, so I might actually take a few rerolls to try to get fire. Didn't even think about that. Maybe I should have, like, you know, waited to pick that up. Okay, so Gem Spring sounds good, but unless they buff it so that it's... Oh, I didn't want to cancel all of them. Except I didn't. I just re-rolled them. Alright, I don't think there's anything here I want to banish. I'm just going to re-roll. Okay, yeah, give me Cell again. Oh, there's Ball Catcher Lady again. Which, is lady even the right term, considering that she's got a giant demonic claw that she's catching my shots with? Okay, so... Reroll. Trying to get fire. Let's increase my fire rate. It's not the same thing as fire, because I'm trying to make bomb. You know what? Whatever. Okay, don't want to make hemorrhage. We'll just take a fission this time. Hey, don't catch my powerful special shots. What's wrong with you? How dare you try to, like, you know, survive? As much as I complain about it, though, you know what? I'm glad it's in the game. I'm glad that there's something here that, you know, is challenging for a reason. And as soon as I start going through, like, tiers of the fast levels on these, I'll probably appreciate that even more. Okay, so now the idea is to level up fire so I can make bomb. And yes, the whole reasoning for this is because there is a specific evolution I'm trying to make. I see more of these creatures that like to catch my shots and keep them from doing anything. Yeah, imagine, if you will, these things holding on to my ethereal shot so that all I have to try to kill anything with are the baby bells. And yes, that is absolutely as dreadful as you think it is. Alright, now we need a fusion reactor. No, you give me my fire shot back. Who do you think you are? I'm gonna banish that. Reroll. Whatever, stone effigy. Let's do it. So, hey, game, where be those fusion reactors? Oh, there's one. Alright, so now we need to level that up. But, more than anything, I would like to find poison. Alright, well, we need to level up bomb. Oh, boo. Yeah, I'll let the statue handle that, if it can. Alright, get out of here, you. Oh, you caught my blood ball. And now my own effigy is blocking me! Why you do this? Oh, okay. There we go. So now I can spend this level more so looking for poison. Banish that. Reroll. What are you? I don't care. Banish that. Reroll. Alright, we'll go for the voluptuous egg sac. And I want to know how many of you right now saw the term voluptuous and immediately went, is this a porno? Alright, the word can mean something other than just, you know, that. Also, yeah, the mini-boss is one of those ball catchers that can catch up to 3 of your shots. Fortunately, she just got a couple of baby balls, so... But, even more fortunately, she doesn't have a lot of health. Oh, there it is. There it is. And I've got something really good to fuse it with if I can get this to happen right, which means... Well, first of all, we're doing way better on this stage than I thought I would. But secondly, we need to make sure that we get things in order. Like, we need a level up to level up Poison, then a fusion reactor. Then somehow we need to level up the Voluptuous Egg Sac twice. Alright, there. Let's get rid of the Cleric. Fusion reactor. Okay, I need to come back for that. Game, I need to level up Poison. There we go. Nuclear Bomb! Which, yeah, it's a little scary to think that I just have the ability to create nuclear bombs out of, you know, breakout balls, but, yeah, I'm not complaining. Now, obviously, you can see why I would want to combine that with the Voluptuous Egg Sac. Now, I don't think I'm going to be able to get enough level ups to get that to happen, but that is the dream. Also, you see just how much those defensive enemies can really tank your DPS when they have the ability to catch some of your strongest shots. Okay, so if another fusion reactor shows up, we're golden. But trust me, it's not because I think I'm gonna have a hard time beating the level without that. I just really want to show it off. Like, this is one of those cool fusions that I really wanted to show off. And I would love to be able to do it, but unless another fusion reactor shows up before the end of the level, we're not gonna be able to. A little bit of movement speed, and I can move and shoot at full speed. Beautiful. Oh my goodness! It is done. And there you go. Spawn balls from Voluptuous Egg Sac have the same properties as Nuclear Bomb. Yeah, here's the thing, you might not be able to see the visual effect, but you definitely see the effect it has on the battlefield. And that might be like the one little bit of like shortcoming of the game's polish that I have, is that they didn't think to add the visual effect onto the other balls for this fusion, but I mean, I don't really think that's anything I can complain about, if I'm being honest. And that is why Cell is one of the best balls in the game, because it creates wicked amazing evolutions and fusions. Pardon me. Yes, this boss also has a modicum of self-defense. I have also seen this boss start to heal itself, but I don't know if it was healing itself, or if that was the effect of one of those, like, cleric tiles trying to do it. All I know is that things landed on my head, and I'm not happy about things landing on my head. Now, what I'm curious about is what happens when you combine Nuclear Bomb with a laser. Like, I'm pretty sure that would just melt, but I have yet to figure it out for myself. Honestly, just the idea of having a nuclear bomb that goes off like this is just too damn cool to me. And there we go. And of course, the Heavenly Trophy makes it so that your passives have a power bonus. And there you go. So even though the Cell plus Leech was doing way more damage in the long run, I'd like to point out DPS 906.75 is still really good. DPS of the nuclear bomb 1247.97 is just freaking fantastic. Like, that weapon just does so much damage. Like, I had it for a very comparatively short amount of time, and it was still getting into 6 digits. Okay, I am now pleased. I got to show you guys one of the most amazing fusions I've found in this game so far, and I want to know what other interesting fusions you guys have found, so by all means, let me know in the comments or on my social media. I would love to hear what you guys have come up with for this game. So let's quick see what the last level even is. The Vast Void. Oh, that sounds cool. What does it look like? Oh my god, it looks like outer space. We are going to be getting into some eldritch monstrosities, I think. But that is for another time. So thank you guys very much for watching. I, of course, appreciate you coming to spend some of your free time here with me today. I hope you have a beautiful rest of your day, and I will see you in the next one. My name is Dark Sage Walker, and you take care.